Okay, has anybody ever in their lifetimes seen a president make such divisive statements in a time of crisis? I mean, this is so ridiculous. It's dangerous. In his desire to become the center of the news and to cover all his bases and to appease everybody and to get reelected, the man has created chaos. He lives in chaos. He loves chaos because while we're all running around remarking about what he just said or just what he just did, he'll put through some sort of uh, presidential declaration or something where we'll get screwed by some new law, or he'll suppress voters somehow or another. The man has got to go. We're going to. If he doesn't go, then I suspect that we'll see some sort of uprising in this country. I don't believe people can. The ones that hate him can put up with 4 more years of him, and he's going to have to do something to get martial law or something to effect where he can control people, because it's. I mean, I'd be crazy. I'd be arrested if I was in the United States right now. I mean, as old as I am, I wouldn't care. I mean, he has to go. He is useless. What was the old expression? Useless as tits on a log, I mean, I understand why people voted for him. I mean, a lot of people, how could you vote for them? Well, if you have a minimum attention and minimum in some college education and whatnot, and you're out there working, and things are all going bad for you. I mean, and you look around and you see the government stagnated. You see, well, we need this asshole in there because he'll get rid of this. He'll free the government up, and that's not what he does. He polarizes the government. He causes more partisan politics than he does cure it. That's the problem with Congress, is partisan politics. There are no people in Congress willing to compromise. And they say they are, and they blame the other side for not compromising. That's why I've begun to believe that maybe the two-party system just doesn't work. I don't want a one-party system. That's what Trump wants, and Mitch wants that too. No, I want some sort of different system. I mean, they founding fathers have written the electoral college into place because they didn't believe that the average individual could choose what was right for the country, a leader that was right for the country. So they spread it out somehow. They did some weird calculations and came up with the electoral college as a better method of doing it. I don't know. I see a lot of countries where a popular vote gets the man in, or a popular vote will install a party in charge, and then they sit down and they have to work with the other, or then the leader of that party has to sit down and work with another leader of the opposition party to formulate a government. And it works okay. It's not great. I don't know of a great answer, but I do realize that this one's not working right. Term limits, of course, would help us. Reducing an automatic retirement age. I don't understand. Biden's going to be way too old to be president. His thinking goes back to to my growing up, my time. And people change during when that happens. As they grow up, their thinking changes, and then it becomes stagnant. And they say, well, this works. Why change it? I think that's a natural thing for people to do, to reject change. I've changed. I know I didn't. I lived in the same apartment building for 30 some odd years. I hate change. I hate moving. And I ended up down here, and here I am. I've moved twice since I've been down here. I might have to do it again, but I don't know what's going to happen there. But I just I'm flabbergasted, really. I don't know really what to say anymore. I said everything I can possibly say about the Trumpster, and he's just. I don't think he's right. I don't think he's right upstairs. I think he's got problems, but you know, can't order the man to see a shrink. But I would, if I was a member of the Republican Party, I'd take his phone away from him if he wants to if you want to get him reelected, take his phone away from him. Make sure he can read. Give him a reading test because I'm not sure he can read. But when you have a leader like that, you have a dictator. You have I'm trying to think of somebody relevant right at the moment. Maduro. Maduro, is that his name, down in Venezuela? He doesn't listen to anybody, or quite possibly he listens to too many people. But you've got these politicians that don't listen to people. They don't. When I say they don't listen to people, the Trumpster's not listening to us. The majority of the people are okay with this closure and whatnot. I know it has an economic effect, but when you look like in this country down here where I live, it's 60% of the people can and are working from home. Okay, there's 40% out there that can't. I don't know how many of those are street vendors and what have you that don't work for a corporate, don't work for a business per se. They're independents, and I understand that they got problems. But let's try to help those 40% out somehow or another. Let the other 60% survive because they're working. They're working from home. I saw today where he was asked about what did he think about the protesters in, I'm going to say Michigan. I'm probably wrong. It's probably Wisconsin or Michigan. I don't know. So this happens when you get old. And he's talking about they're talking about the protests against the governor for the stay-at-home quarantine things, And he said, "Look, they like me. They like me." This is a 3-year-old. This isn't a 74-year-old man. This is a 3-year-old who goes around saying things like that and then throws tantrums like a 5-year-old, like a 3-year-old kid. I don't know. I think it's pathetic. I think it's sad. I think it's disrespectful to the people that fought in all the wars and everything else, that to allow us to have democracy, that then we get this idiot and we don't know how to handle democracy anymore. I'm starting to get tongue-tied and get stupid. I usually have to stop when I start to get stupid. Maybe sometimes, Anyhow, see you tomorrow.